Gooning is killing you, and you don't even know it. Gooning is killing you in a slow process, so you don't even realize it until it's too late. But sooner or later, you trap yourself in an infinite cycle of doing nothing because you're training yourself that you're going to get a reward at the end of the day, whether you do anything or not. Fuck, you can get a reward first thing in the morning if you wanted to. If you know you can get a reward at any time of the day for no money, coming with no shame, because it doesn't take, people can't see what you're doing. You're sitting up, cooped up in the corner over there. Back in the day, you had to go to the magazine store. Cashier, you tell the cashier, I want this. Fuck wrong with this guy? You go to the videotape store, you tell the guy, I want this. They're judging you. People got eyes on you. It doesn't work that nowadays. It doesn't. It's so easily accessible. It's almost like there's no reason not to do it. That's what they're trying to tell you. But lust is free because you pay with your soul. Like I said, nowadays you can just go on your phone. You don't, people don't see you. But back then was a different thing. Back then you had to go to the store. People saw exactly what you wanted. You couldn't even ask for anything too crazy because people will shame you. Now you're cooped up over there in the corner of your bed. No one sees what you're searching up. It can get wicked, man. And it doesn't cost money. Nobody knows about it. It can get wicked. But the thing is, you know about it. So you carry yourself based off what you know about yourself. So even if nobody knows about it, you're still gonna carry yourself like a loser, like a little tough, shameless loser. That's all I'm gonna say. Anyway, over time, it's gonna make you view women as objects. Or if you're watching male on male, you're gonna watch males as objects. You're gonna view people as objects, not as people, because your brain really remembers those moments because of how much dopamine is going into your brain. It doesn't forget those moments. And what's going on in that moment? Someone is being objectified. So over time, your brain is going to start to build with that knowledge that people are objects. It's going to be hard to connect with the opposite sex, whoever you're trying to connect with. When you view somebody as an object, you're not going to want to talk to them. Right away, you're going to be like, take your pants off. What's going on? You're just trying to rush into everything. Not going to be able to connect fully with other people, not going to be able to view people as people. Okay? And you become addicted more and more because of how powerful the dopamine is. But the thing is, you always take it up another notch because you're going to build tolerance. You start off with regular, you end up at bondage, and then I don't know what else is after that, to be honest. But it gets bad, and it's gonna get worse and worse, and it's gonna make your life worse and worse, your connections with people worse and worse. Okay? The dopamine crash, because everybody knows when you're overstimulated, you can't do shit. You feel tired, you feel depressed, you don't want to talk to people, blah blah blah. Because when you're overstimulated, your brain, it's like the engine is overheating, right? And the alarm goes off. Your brain doesn't know what's going on. It just knows we're overheating. I gotta pull the alarm. That's what happens when you're overstimulated. You start feeling tired, anxious, you don't want to do anything, and yada yada. Overstimulation and dopamine, too much dopamine leads to brain fog. It leads to when you're always irritated. However, you want to say that. You start avoiding people, and especially you're going to start avoiding the people that you're watching in those videos. So if you're straight male, you're going to start avoiding women because they're going to irritate you and because you're not going to be able to view them properly, okay? And like I said before, I have it written twice because it's so important. Nobody can know what you're doing, but you do. So you're going to act as if everybody knows. Subconsciously, even if you're trying to hide it, you will act as if everybody knows. Your handshakes are going to be weak and like loserish. You're never going to be able to look people in their eyes. You're always going to have your head down. You're going to talk down on yourself. You're going to talk down on women, for example. Everybody will know if they start paying attention because you will portray who you really are, okay? You may be too young to know this, but it does lead to problems in the bedroom. It does lead to erectile dysfunction. It leads to lack of arousal with real people because real things are slow and they need to be built and whatever, but on the phone or the computer, whatever you're doing it on, you get the sensation like this. Your brain won't want to wait. So you're gonna struggle to get the green light in the bedroom and whatever. Okay? And the last thing before I start talking about personal experiences and stuff is if you are stressed, it's just a band-aid. Mooning is just a band-aid. Because you get temporary relief. Everything with temporary relief is just a band-aid. You don't want a band-aid. You need to get to the root cause and start beating it up in the root so you don't go for these temporary reliefs. Because guess what? Temporary relief leads to more stress, leads to gooning again, leads to a deeper addiction, and then you're stuck in a cycle. And you don't want to be a hamster, I promise you. Because a lot of guys have been there and I've been there, so let me tell you, you do not want to be a hamster, okay? Through my own experiences in my life, I can tell you that all the best times in my life came during no fap periods. Okay? And the reason that's plural is because relapses happen. But that's okay. We're human. It's okay to relapse. But you need to make sure you act correct afterwards. Okay? You've been eating, for example, you've been eating your whole life. When you bite your tongue, does it change the way you eat afterwards? No. You shake it off. It didn't happen. You keep going. So if you relapse, you shake it off and you keep going. Okay, because that's what matters. Falling down doesn't matter as long as you get back up. Because they're going to forget that you fell when they see you on your toes for so long. Okay? Find the triggers. Find the triggers. Social media, not interested. I'm not interested. I'm unfollowing that account. I'm blocking that person that's posting thirst traps. I'm not interested in this content. I'm not interested in that content. Lower your screen time. Okay? Because eventually, the way the internet's working nowadays, they're trying to over sexualize everything. You can just lower your screen time. That's already less triggers. Because then when you're on your screen, you already, I'm not interested in this, you already unfollowed that. So you're just doing everything you can to lower whatever's going to happen. Okay? Stop talking up to people that talk about that garbage. Oh, you see that girl's ass? You see that girl's. Shut up. Trust me, that shit is not cool. Okay? And as you get older, it gets a little creepy and weird because I've seen people in their 20s still talking like that. You do not want to be associated with them. You do not want to be around that shit. Let me just tell you from now. Even in high school, you don't want to be doing that. I promise you. Because what if, just imagine your conversations, your parents can hear them. Your authorial figures, your teachers, your coaches can hear them. How would you explain that type of conversation to them? Get out of those situations. Get out of that. Most importantly, get out of your mind and get in your body. Because a big reason why you're doing that garbage every single night is because you haven't been productive all day. But do you know why you haven't been productive all day? Because your brain trained itself that no matter what, I could sleep all day. I'm going to get a reward at the end of the night, which is gooning. You're going to get a reward. So you can play video games all day. You can sleep all day. You don't have to do shit. Because the reward's going to come either way. You trained yourself to believe that. So you have to undo all that. You got to undo all that. It won't happen overnight. But you got to undo all that. And remember, a big mindset trick, don't tell yourself I'm trying to quit gooning. Tell yourself I don't goon. Tell people I don't goon. I'm not trying to quit. I'm not counting the days. I just don't do it. Okay? Understand it's going to be a slow process. You're not going to have a girlfriend next week, and that's okay. You're not going to have a roster of women next week. That's okay. Because right now, what we're trying to do is undo the deep cycle of training that we put on ourselves. We're not trying to get a girlfriend right now. Slowly undo it. Start working out, start going to the gym, start putting yourself in different social settings, lower your screen time, start being more proactive, not reactive. And slowly, you're going to start feeling better. You're going to start feeling like a human being that can connect again. You're going to start having energy again. You're going to want to start doing things again. You're going to start wanting to talk to people again. And all those things will pay back to you. People will want to start talking to you again. You're going to be more interesting. You know, when you have more hobbies under your belt, more connections under your belt, it will all come full circle. First, undo the training, and then put yourself back into the real world. And do what you gotta do. Because you're a handsome guy. I know you are. If you're watching stuff like this, you want to be better. Just don't rush it. Be better, okay? Stop, for the love of God. Stop gooning. That's another thing you could do too. And how could you explain that to Jesus? We're not even gonna get into that. Stop gooning. I love you. See you soon.